All right, friends, I told you tonight we would do a video, so we're going to do a very quick video on breaking apart to multiply, which goes along with what we were doing today. And then you will do the left side of the notebook and we'll bring it in tomorrow. And this will also help you with page 183 and 189. So first thing you're going to do is number your pages, 40 and 41. And we're going to start with page 41. And like I said, we're going to title it Breaking Apart to Multiply. So pause it if you need to. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at how we did today in class. 4 times 365. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to break apart 365 into expanded form. So I want you to pause the video and you break it apart, and then you can check your answer. So when you break it apart, you have 300 plus 60 plus 5. Now for distributive property, that says we're going to distribute that 4 to each one. So I'm going to do 4 times 300, 4 times 60, and 4 times 5. Now I want you to solve each one of those, and then we're going to check our answer. So 4 times 300 is 1,200 because 4 times 3 is 12, and then there's 2 zeros, so 1,200. 4 times 6 is 24, and then if I put that 0, that's 240. And then 4 times 5 is 20. Now these are all of our partial products. And we said today in class that with partial products, we add those together. So I'm going to make sure that all my place values are lined up. I know that 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus nothing. And if you need to fill in your potholes, go ahead and do that. And then don't forget your comma. So that means that 4 times 365 equals 1,460. So now we're going to do another one. We're going to do 3 times 219. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to break it apart into expanded form into that box. Pause the video and go ahead and do that. So hopefully you stretched it out into 200 plus 10 plus 9. So this time we're going to do it the two ways we've talked about. We're going to distribute it, and then we're going to do it with the box method, which is the same thing as distributing. It's just a little easier to see visually. So we're going to take this 3 and we're going to distribute it to each one of the ones we just stretched out. So 3 times 200, 3 times 10, and 3 times 9. That's doing it with the distributive. And I want you to go ahead and find each one of those partial products. So I covered up my 2 zeros and I did 3 times 2 equals 6, and then added my 2 zeros back for 600. Then I did 3 times 10 was 30, and 3 times 9 is 27. So since we said those are partial products, I'm going to add those together. Fill in your potholes if needed. And you should get 657. Now for some of you who prefer the box method, we're going to take this 200 plus 10 plus 9 that we stretched it out. That's 3 different numbers. So my box is going to have 3 different sections. So my outside number is my 3 from here. Then I'm going to have my first number of 200, then 10, then 9. So just like we did earlier with our 2-digit. So now I can do 200 times 3 is 600. Then I can do 2 times 3. 3 times 10, or 10 times 3 is 30. And then 9 times 3, which is 27. Now those are all my partial products. And partial products, you just add them together. So this is just another method or another way. I still get 657. So now I'm going to do a challenge one because I know y'all are getting it. I'm going to do 8 times 3,584. Miss Altman, no. You totally got this. Think about what we did up here. We did 3 boxes here because we broke it apart because it had 3 digits. So make a prediction. How many boxes do you think I'm going to have for this one? All right, let's find out. First thing we're going to do is break it apart. Pause the video and break it apart. When you break it apart, you should get 3,000 plus 500 plus 80 plus 4. Now we're going to distribute that 8 underneath to each one of them. So 8 times 3,000, 8 times 500, 8, my pencil broke. 8 times 80, and 8 times 4. Sorry. There we go. If I'm doing the box, we'll see if you were right. It should have 4 parts with the 8 on the outside, then 3,580 and 4. So what I want you to do is I want you to solve the sentences here and then add up your partial products, and then solve these boxes and add up your partial products, and then we're going to check. Okay, so when you did 8 times 3,000, you should have got 24,000. When you did 8 times 500, you should have got 4,000. 8 times 80 was 640. And 8 times 4 is 32. If yours does not look like that, I want you to go ahead and fix it now and then add your partial products. So your answer is a big one. It's 28,672. Holy cow. All right, so now we're going to come over here to page 40, and we're going to title it Explain Breaking Apart. Ooh, sorry, you can't even see that. You're going to explain breaking apart. Sorry. Okay, now you're going to write down these 3 questions on page 40, explain breaking apart, and you're going to bring them in tomorrow, and we're going to check them. So the first one says, why can you break apart numbers to multiply? The second one says, does that method change the product? So does breaking apart change the product? If I break it apart instead of doing just the firework, or if I break it apart instead of doing an array, and then tell me why or why not. Once you've done that, you need to go ahead and fill out your table of contents. So we're going to fill it out and add page 40 and 41, and then I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.